Hi all, welcome to another Chess 24 Banter Blitz. It's 11:30 AM UK time. Alright, let's see. By the way, hang on a sec. Let's talk about the voucher code. 15% off if you want to challenge me or other streamers. This gives you 15% off and get access to all the premium options, including challenging any streamer. But there's fantastic event coverage, second to none. For example, the current World Chess Championship has seen tens of thousands of people watching grandmasters like Grishuk, Pitts, Vidler. So really superb, second to none coverage of major events. Chess 24 membership, really worth it from a number of angles. So there's 15% off if you want to use this voucher code. But there's also another discount as well currently, I believe, on for the World Championship. So check that out as well. Okay, so let's go on to the challenge screen. I'm mute over here. I hope the audio and visual is okay. Please let me know. So we're going to accept the first challenge from Talian. Hi there. Good morning. Okay, I'm going to try B3 in this first game this morning. So I'm putting a grip on the dark squares immediately with this system. There's a really elegant Bobby Fischer game that I once saw. It's actually video annotated on my channel where he has great dark square pressure. I'm doing a bit of a gambit here. It wasn't accepted. Okay, so I'm going to have to be careful now. Maybe G3. I was hoping more that it would actually be accepted, this gambit. Okay, let's not try G4 because then there's Queen H4. That could be a disaster. So this is a double fianchetto the way it's turned out. If I play G4 here, can I get away with that? Because I'm wondering knight takes, H takes, I'm covering H4 with the rook. Okay, so now I'm blunting that diagonal and kind of weakening black's control a bit of... just wondering about H4 though. If H4 then F6 might be more effective. Mind you, there's bishop G7 here. Can I not play bishop G7? I think I'll go with that. So that's one of the points as well. This bishop's kind of dangerous on this diagonal. I've had some really entertaining games recently in this system. But I've got to be careful here if I castle, I think now. Okay, I'm hitting D5 right now. If D4, maybe knight takes E4. That knight is not covering D5 at the moment. So, can I play D3, trying to hit the center a bit? And maybe also gives D2 for the queen if I wanted a castle queenside. It's becoming possible of queen D2 and castling queenside, I believe now. ED queen takes, I have to factor in knight B4 hitting the queen. Queen D2. I think I've got sufficient grip on most squares. Also, I'll be hitting the rook there on ED. Queen takes, knight B4. I've just noticed queen takes H7. That is a loose piece to try and tap into here. But for the moment, actually there's an X-ray on my queen if I played D takes. D takes, there's a kind of uncomfortable X-ray. So let's give that a miss. D takes for a moment. Maybe just castling queenside. There is the possibility of bishop A3. Okay. Castle queenside. And maybe cement this pawn. Although knight G6 is on H4. Okay, I'm not really in a great position, I think. Although I'm a pawn up, it looks as though there's a lot of work to do here. My rook's tied down to H4. I'm just wondering about using the D4 square. How can I take that out? That might be useful. Now take here. So I've got an unchallenged bishop without a counterpart on b2. Maybe f5 is something to play for. If I use this rook, no, there's knight takes h4. Okay, I'll take away the b4 square for a moment. Maybe knight d4. Knight d4. I can't see too much to do apart from knight d4. If I take with the bishop, I lose a3. So if I take with the queen, I think that should be okay for a moment. If c5, maybe queen f6 can be considered. Mind you, actually, I'm not sure about that. There's things like rook f7. Oh no, queen takes g6. Okay, c5, queen f6 actually hits g6. Yes, it's not just pretty on f6. It's actually doing something functional. Okay, so queen f6 might actually be playable here. Now knight e7. There might be bishop takes e4. Okay, so I'll go with that. I'll go with this move. I think I'm threatening now bishop takes e4 with this pin on the d pawn. Okay, my queen's hit. And my rook. Okay, rook d2 for a moment. I'm prepared to take with the bishop. And maybe there's still a bishop takes e4 on a pinned pawn there. With bishop takes e4 because, oh no, the bishop's holding the rook. So there's no bishop takes e4 at the moment. Okay, so I have to wait around again. Let's wait around. King b2 then. Not so easy. So it looks almost as if I might be playing bishop takes e4, but it's not quite ready. To get the right time for these things, not quite ready. So there's no f5. My rook's still tied down. Tricky. What if I take this out? Oh, hang on. Yeah. If I do this, I think bishop f3, bishop takes d7. If takes head, what I have achieved is f5 potential. I think I've achieved f5 potential here by doing this bishop h3 now. That was blockading against f5. Right, so I think I might be making a little bit of progress now. Because I have these passed pawns, connected passed pawns, even more powerful than single passed pawns when they're connected. The power of the network of pawns here. So g6 for g7. Yes, these two connected passed pawns seem like a major, whoa, trump card in the position. I think that's a major trump card now. Thanks, Tully. Yeah, there was a bit of pressure on my position. I didn't see what to do for quite a bit of that. Thanks very much. Jetzel, hi there. Let's repeat b3. It's a sort of novel opening that you might want to explore in your own blitz and stuff, or even longer games. Trying to just take the opponents out of territory. So I'm using this gambit here. I wonder if it will be accepted. I just want to open up this bishop basically. And then there's more pressure than the normal Nimzo last with the pawn on f4. Usually it's on f2 when this happens. So I'm putting some huge pressure now on e5 and across the diagonal. It seems quite natural, but all the moves seem to be designed against e5 pressure here. Okay, getting a light square bishop is a welcome thing, I think, because I'll be hitting d5. In fact, I can hit d5 again. It seems a bit awkward, that d5 pawn here. And in fact, d4 maybe bishop takes c6 is some sort of tactical disaster. With check, yeah, that would be some sort of tactical disaster. Okay, there is a problem here though. E takes after. That does open up this bishop though, so maybe it's still worth doing it. Or is it? Yeah, let's go with that. I want to open up this bishop. Maybe castling queenside would be fun. Oh, hang on a sec. Didn't quite factor that one in. Yes, have I pushed things a bit too ambitiously? Queen f3 looks, oh, don't know actually, knight e5. Maybe bishop d3. Okay, I have got both bishops gunning at the king. The king's been misplaced though. Danger sign. Check. I have to take that, not lose my queen to the check. Alright, there's a little bit of danger here. At least the... okay, maybe knight e5, queen takes f4. Actually, you know what? I think I should have played queen e4 when I had the chance. Might be misplaying this. Yeah. This is awkward. Okay, to say the least. No, I haven't got anything from this opening. This is not my dream possession from this opening. In fact, I think there's rook d3 for rook d8 coming up. That would be unfortunate. Yeah, no, I've been... oh, crikey, did I really do this? I really did this. This is grovelly. Losing a pawn now. Maximum grovel mode. Uh-oh. Disastrous. Can I play king b1? Why didn't I just play the English opening? I have a regret now. Why didn't I just play positioning with c4? Not inviting this disaster. Playing with fire here in these openings is not so entertaining sometimes, as this shows. Actually, I'm wondering if I can play rook ec1 to at least coordinate the rooks. He's going to have a form pawn. Or we can take and rook d2. There's a lot of things. No, queen takes maybe. But the form pawn looks dangerous at a3. Oh, crikey, I'm getting stuffed. Is there any way out of this? If I push these pawns over here, I'll lose h3. I'm just being sat on here. Don't know. Play this for g4, g5. If I took, then there's rook d2 ending the game kind of immediately. What if I can I try and take out this pawn with queen b4? Is this an idea? It's all big trouble. I can't move anything really, can I? Yes. I can't see anything to do apart from lose the queen. It's gone. Well played. Fantastic. I've actually lost before. Have I lost before or drawn before? Well played. Yeah, I was a goner after that opening. That was just too much to come back from. Well played. Okay. I'll try and play a bit more stable, I think. That's my lesson from the openings. Wow. So this is looking good compared to the opening. I've just dropped d3, haven't I? Okay, I've dropped a pawn already. I'm hoping this is not the end of the world. Okay, so b3. Maybe knight d5. Yeah, I think knight d5. I might be threatening knight b6. Okay, so, okay, b3 is weak, queen d3. I'm hoping there's something with f6 coming up. So f6 looks as though that could be promising. Now there's bishop h6, but maybe knight g4 in that case. Oh, actually threatening knight h6, checkmate. So would black play h5 out there? Alright, still maybe h5 is handy, trying to open up the king's side a bit. Alright, can I take that? I'm hoping I can do this. Trying to undermine this knight a bit. So the bishop's still hemmed in. Rook takes f5 seems quite attractive. Yeah, I think I'm attracted to this because it holds the bishop still in, gets some material. On rook e5, maybe queen c8 check. So the check here. I'm wondering check and then rook f5. I don't know how effective. Oh no, rook f5, I'm supporting h6. I think rook f5. Although, hang on, I think there's rook e5. Oh, that's interesting. Rook e5. Maybe queen f4 there. So if he took, that's queen takes d6. Bishop takes this, rook takes f6. So I've got the big threat of rook g5. So I'm wondering queen f4. Yeah, I think queen f4. I'm hoping this is a good pin. I think there's queen g5 check here for rook takes d5. Or just rook takes d5. Maybe the check. Check here. Well, thanks for the game, Battery Bob. Okay, that's Goggin Paul. So there's Tango system, trying to evoke some dark square weaknesses. On knight e4, I think there's knight takes, bishop f2 is checkmate. Okay, I think I want to play a6 here. And can I win this bishop? Okay, I might have double pawns coming out. Maybe taking here because knight e4 is a pain, or is there bishop b4 check? The thing is, there's always queen a4 picking up the bishop after. So I think I'd rather take with this actually, because yeah, I don't want to leave too many liabilities around. Let's protect this g6. And play for b5. Although knight e4 looks remarkably good. Oh, knight e4, yeah, on f6 and the bishop. Oh, let's get this bishop out of the way. Otherwise, this is knight e4 is dangerous. I think b5 there, but knight e4 still remains a concern. So okay, I'm hitting the knight on knight c6, taking, and then queen a7. Maybe bishop b4 here, and then queen a7. I think that pressure on a2 might balance the pressure on b5. Is queen a7 plausible? Queen a7. I think I'll go with it. Oh, hang on. Bishop b5, bishop takes c3, it's protecting stuff. What about, okay, for a moment, king e7. Let's just play king e7. Although, yeah, I'm connecting the rooks. I'm wondering if I've got something going on here, or not. As bishop takes d7 here. It's possible that I might have some pressure. Bishop takes d7, king takes. Ah, this gives up the bishop. Okay, so I think I'm getting my rook into the attack. So bishop takes and then queen a1 check. Looks good for picking up the rook here. That's still loose, that rook. Alright, I can play rook takes b3 here though. Alright, I'll pick up another pawn, desperado. Oh, that looks okay. So hitting the pawn on d5. I think knight c5 hits b7 and e4 here. Okay, take the. Oh, E3 looks good. Coming E3 after I protect this. Still there's still some stuff to do. Yeah, knight E5 and E3. So checking and okay, if I do this and then E3. Okay, I think this is checkmate here. Alright, thanks for the game, Goggin. The commutator. Okay, so knight f6. And so knight d7 and e5 looks like a King's Indian fianchetto variation. So let's see, can I tease c5? Try and weaken c5. Oh, hang on. Now, I'm keeping my structure more solid than usual without c6, but I'm giving up b5 here, because there's no c6 after knight b5, but on the other hand, the knight's away from the king. I'm wondering if this is a kind of bait, in a way, for queenside pieces. Yeah, I remember this lecture as a junior. I think I might mention it. John Nunn was giving us a lecture on how he beat Korchnoi in a couple of King's Indian games, and in one of them he allowed a knight to b5, which he couldn't attack, but he did get a good kingside attack later. Maybe it's not so bad as it seems to allow knight b5. Because when you play c6, it is a real downer. That d6 pawn is really vulnerable. Okay. I wonder bishop f5 for knight d3. Or in fact, isn't there a rook e5 for knight d3? Almost. If the queen was on c1. Knight d3 here, though, still seems... Oh, no, maybe he just takes with his knight. Okay, knight g4, knight e4... Actually, I got a nifty maneuver here, rook a6 to e6. It appears to be quite nifty. Just to double the rooks. Yeah, that seems as though that's kind of useful to double the rook so rapidly on the e file here. That's another perk of not playing c6, otherwise that wouldn't have been possible. So rook doubling, a bit unheard of. Mind you, knight takes and then bishop takes e5. Hold on a sec, because I'm thinking rook e6, he might have something else going on. Oh, right. So the idea is bishop takes knight. And what if I played knight f6? Cool as a cucumber. Knight f6. I still want to get my rooks doubled. That would be so neat. Okay, the ends of the rooks are not going to be doubled. Okay. Do I take that knight out? Maybe I should. I can double these guys. I think knight d3 for rook e1. If the queen ever moved off the first rank, then rook e1 check. Get that pin, and there's bishop h3. But here I'm also wondering knight d3 for rook e1. There's another possibility of knight g4 hitting the bishop as well. It hits f2. And so there's a few things interesting about this. Knight g4, knight d3. Maybe both. Knight g4 first? No, hang on. Bishop d5. If I play c6 to suppress this bishop for a moment. And then knight d3. Try and get this queen off e1 here. If I play knight d3. Ah, hang on. Threatening mate on g7. Let's not fall for this. Sneaking round here. Let's try not to fall for this. But can I calculate something without getting mated? Check, check. There's no time. Let's evict the queen first. Try and avoid getting mated on g7. Oh, hang on. That's queen c6. Okay, now surely there is rook e1 check. Takes, bishop f1. Bishop h3, c5 check. King h8. This looks tempting. My back row, queen b8, knight e8. It does look tempting. Actually, in fact, there's queen f2 check. There's queen f2 check here. For queen f1, it runs with checks. That's the best when it runs with checks. It's running with checks. Queen f2 and then queen f1. Right, finish the game, commutator. I'm not taking anything for granted today. Oh dear. I appreciate I appreciate any games I managed to win today. Okay, so I really do. Okay, so let's see. Maybe I don't know, d6, bishop b5. What about d5? d5, yeah. Is it Albin counter gambit? Style with d4, not Albin counter gambit, but I'm wondering d4. And on the other hand, there's bishop b5 after that. I don't know, actually. No, this doesn't look right. I think he's tricked me in this opening. I don't know. This is just a pawn down, isn't it? It's not a legitimate gambit. It doesn't look right. I've been tricked. Oh, another bad opening. A6 takes. Okay, I'm just a pawn down for virtually nothing. Somehow, yeah, I thought d5 was a good idea. I'm not thinking it's a good idea now. Not good. A6. Let's do some calculations. Bishop c6, knight c6, ed, queen d5, queen d5, bishop d5. Bit of pressure. If he plays knight f3, I can play bishop f3, g takes, maybe I can castle queenside. Maybe I can put pressure on e5 later. Or can I just grab my pawn back here? If I grab my pawn back here, is that too simple? Queen d8, rook d8, knight g3 could be a snag. I don't like this pin. If I have real pressure on e5, if he takes, then I'll be hitting his e5 pawn after. Right. I don't know if... what about bishop c5? That seems like an active move. There's always knight g3. I wonder if bishop c4 after that rook e1. Queen h4? Oh, okay. Okay. Let's just get the pieces out. This looks as though e4 is vulnerable for sure. Hang on a sec. There's also queen d3 here. What about queen d3? This might be okay now. Queen d3. Holding e4. So queen d3, ed. This should be okay, castling queenside to hold this pawn. If I castle here, and wondering about h6 and g5 now, just to try and, yeah, put some pressure on e5. g5, yeah, this looks interesting. g5. If I take, f5 seems plausible, but there's knight c5 as well as knight f6. If I played b6, a5, b5, knight c5, and then he's actually on a6. Oh, intriguing. How about knight c4 for a moment? Just to try and unblock this d pawn. Okay. Actually, there's knight e3 here. Hold on. If rook e1 there's knight c2. Hold on a sec. I think he's been tempted to try and attack me with this a5, to try and play b5. But there's other stuff going on quite rapidly, isn't there? Which demands some attention here. Knight c2. Or maybe not. Can I batten down the hatchets with c6? I just want to stop this b5 now. Put some pressure on d4. Double the rooks. Sack the exchange if needed. If c5. Sack the exchange if needed. Can I play this? From knight c4? Or c takes? A takes a7. I think I have king c7. Try and take on b5, I think, with my knight. Although there does remain a6 as an undermining concern. I wonder. Yeah. Can I do this? I'm a bit concerned now about this rook coming to the 7th rank with a6. There's a few things going on here which are worrying. But one of them was a6. I wanted to be more prepared for a6. My king on c8, that seemed worse, a6. Alright, can I try and get this rook off? I think my knight's covering a7, so this might not be that bad, I hope. Because my knight's covering a7. If my knight's covering a7... there's also rook f7. Okay, let's extinguish rook f7. I think something to extinguish is rook f7. I don't like the idea. Okay. Try and push my pawns. Whoops. I've got the 2 connected pass pawns. I think he should have taken that guy out when he had the chance. Hang on a sec. Yeah, I think it was interesting anyway, even after losing the exchange. I think I had some useful pawns there. Thanks, quite tense there. Okay. Yum. Let's try and play a sensible opening. Otherwise it'd be yummy for the opponent. Eating all my material, I think, sometimes. Can I bait that pawn, the check, b5, knight takes b5. I don't think this pawn can be taken. And I do want to get with development d4. Alright, now maybe I should protect that pawn. Maybe still with d4 rather than d3, so still d4 on the cards. I think d4 coming up should be fun. Okay. a3, bishop b2, that sort of thing. I'm wondering if, d5 here, or f4, maybe f4 locking out any f4 from black. Which keeps the bishop inside the pawn chain. Wondering. Okay, if there's rook f7, d5 would be delightful, I think, trapping the bishop. But that's not going to happen. Queen c7 for rook ad1 means d takes is more effectual if the rook is pinning the d6 pawn. So I think queen c2 for rook ad1. Oh, I'll do this in this case. I like the knight. I do like the pawn wedge now in the centre. I want to stop g4. G5? Do I encourage it? Can I do this? Kick this guy back. Or is there knight e5? Oh, there's knight e5. I might be threatening d takes for queen takes d6 here. It looks like a reasonable grip on the position. I think my position's harmonious. I like the double fianchetto power potentially. Okay. e4 would get rid of that vulnerable pawn. Albeit I'm weakening some dark squares here. d4 I'm weakening, but it could be a target in the future, this pawn on e3. I think something else about this playing e4, I think it has some good stuff going for it. If I can reduce black's control over the e4 square, like taking the knight e4 hits d6, for example. So for example, e takes, queen takes, knight e4 hitting d6. I think that looks pretty comfortable to do that. Can I play knight e2 here? And this pawn's pinned actually to f6. This looks very good because that pawn's pinned. If f4, I think I just take. I've got hiccups all of a sudden. So e takes, and then knight e4 looks like an idea. Okay, I'm tempted just to take that. And can I use this g file now? Rook g1. I've got to be careful about knight f3 though. Can I play bishop h1 here? Bishop h6, queen h4. Hits f6. Ah. If I do a queen set, is there knight b5 here? Oh, that's interesting to look at. Rook takes, knight takes. Maybe simplest is hg. Bishop takes. Actually, what about rook g4, knight g4, hg, bishop f4, king h3? The thing is, I've got this bishop ready to roll if I unblockade the diagonal. If I don't unblockade the diagonal, this is less effectual. So rook takes g4, knight takes, h takes, bishop takes, king h3. Yes, he can play bishop e5 at any point. I think I'll go with that. Yes, he's blocked that diagonal. That's a pain. Can I get rid of that bishop anyway for some potential on the diagonal for bishop takes? And queen f6 was the idea. Right, let's seal the hatches here. Yeah, time factor. Okay, very good, very good. That looked dangerous. Deplantist. Okay, I'm sticking with the English opening from now on for most of the games. In this particular session, I'm sticking with the English opening. I think it does give me a bit of luck, even if something does go wrong. It's not totally immediately fatal. Like I usually get to castle, so English opening. I say I usually get to castle. It's not guaranteed. So e3, knight g, e2. If there's d5, I think I take, and then d4. I think I'm still liking the idea of playing for d4 here. Bishop feels a bit misplaced to me on c5 as a target. Can I not just do this? And then, actually, there might even be bishop f4 later. Let's see. Is there a potential for bishop f4? Actually, d5 seems vulnerable now. Alright, can I take that? I'm wondering bishop f4, bishop d6, there's knight b5, forking queen and bishop now. Can I do this, knowing that bishop d6, I can answer with knight b5. Mind you, I've just let him protect d5, haven't I? Okay. Oh well. Maybe it's not so good that anyway, because the rook's hitting the queen now. So knight d5 is renewed as an idea, as a threat. Knight d5 is renewed. Actually, can I do this? Hitting the... Yeah, there's no natural knight bd7 now. So I'm thinking I'm threatening bishop takes and then knight d5 now. Okay, I think that was a good pawn to take out. Not too much compensation pressure. Threatening knight takes f6 now, doubling the pawns here. I'll go with that. Now knight d5 and then queen h5 looks good. So I'm on f6, but I think also queen h5 is dangerous. Queen h6, knight f6. So queen h6 and knight f6 is the basic thing I'm looking at now. Or just knight takes f6. Well, there's queen f5 hitting the queen and h7. Oh. Well, it's not a big issue though. I mean, it looks like a good position still. So rook e1 as well, or queen h6. Or in fact, maybe bishop e4 to be scientific about it. Then if f5, knight f6 hits the queen and h7, I think bishop e4 might be the most incisive move in the circumstances. If I get another move, rather than queen h6, there's always queen f5. So bishop e4, throwing in bishop e4. Okay, thanks for the game, dear Penis. It looks like trouble here. Need some more challenges, guys. More challenges, please. Running out because it was a bit late marketed today's session. Yeah, I think there was a bit of an isse earlier. So, but it's I'm hoping we've still got another half an hour. So send in your challenges. Spread the news. Re-challenge. Maybe we can have multiple challenges today. I have my challenge list is a bit depleted at the moment. Okay, so send in your challenge. I'm beatable, well beatable today, as you can see. Shaky games. Okay, I'll tell you how to activate the rook. Ah, good. We got some challenges building up. Another one from send in another challenge if you want, because because of the issue we had earlier. It doesn't matter to play again today, I think. Let's try and hold this before I do anything. There's a good clamp on the position here from the white perspective. Can I try and trade off the light square bishop? Oh, it's going to be a pain, isn't it? This position. Still. This is tricky, isn't it? There's almost knight f6 if the bishop can distract the bishop. I've had that tactic once played against me by, I think, Andrew Ledger or something, Lloyd's Bet Masters. This kind of tactic for knight f6. If the king was here, you see, if bishop takes, no, if the king was on g8 rather, then bishop takes, knight f6 check is a tactic to be borne in mind. These nasty forcing moves in chess are spectacular sometimes. But with the knight on d5, it's not just pretty; it's really quite functional with tactics like that available. Now, if I play f5, that's still not covering. It's still not covering. Oh, bishop a7 is introduced, and also c5 looks tasty. And if I play b6, there's knight b4 on c6. Okay, maybe the lesser evil is just not to play b6 here. Maybe just if I just take out this guy. No, then I lose c7. It's tricky, whatever happens. I'll go with this, with queen f7 idea for a moment. Something's wrong with my position. It's pretty uncomfortable. There's a Vulcan grip on my position here. Okay, maybe this relieves things a little bit, or not. Okay, I'm going to lose that light square bishop. That's the prize at the moment for white's play, taking out this light square bishop. But that knight was good on d5, and it's kind of blunted his own pieces. They're kind of blocked in by that b6 pawn. He or she has knight takes. Can't tell from this little photo at the moment. Sorry. So knight takes. It'd be nice to have a zoom, wouldn't it? You hover over and zoom. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Maybe a larger version of the photo would need to be provided for that. But it'd be cool to like zoom in with just a hover. This is the thought. So let's see. F4 is just losing a pawn for nothing, because my rooks are really quite passive. Ah, this energizes the knight. It's not just sitting around on the back row doing nothing. Now F4 is actually facilitated by that knight. I have to worry about bishop e4. I'll stop bishop e4, have my cake and eat it. F4 without the bishop e4. However, d5 is now a target. What about queen b3? What about rook d8? Battle commences for the d5 square. So queen b3, rook d8. Maybe also, oh, okay, hold on a sec. Okay, queen b3, rook d8. There's knight d4 after that, hitting the queen. The queen's about to be hit with knight d4. Oh, is he just in time? Or do I win e2? I don't know anymore. Don't know. Oh, I'm not convinced. Knight d4, queen d5 requires a bit of calculation. There is knight e2. I don't think f3 is particularly great. He plays queen takes d7. If I played e4, there's d takes. Does that matter? Knight d4 seems powerful. And there's rook d5 after. Alright, I'll go in with this because I'm thinking I at least win e2, if nothing else. That does mobilize the f pawn. And I have fractured d3 a bit. Although swings and roundabouts. b7 looks like a new target. Okay, if I do this for a moment. Is this so bad? Back to d4. Form pawn time. Oh, there's rook c7 on the cards. This does look like bad news. Unless I've got a back row attack. Knight c6, is that plausible? There's rook d3 threatening rook d1. Can I get behind this pawn? Or is it too late? It's not that comfortable, is it? Oh, this looks bad news. I have to get behind this pawn, otherwise it's queening. I don't really want to do this. B takes in a hurry. Bishop d4, trying to eliminate this pawn as top priority. I'm shedding pawns. Can I afford bishop f2 while I'm about it? Because that could be a key pawn. Get some sort of attack with my king. I don't know. Oh. Printing, mate. I don't think he's going to make it on the clock, though. Am I going to be cruel here? Am I going to be cruel? Let's see how white defends. No, that's mate after rook h4. There's a draw. That's fair enough. Well played. Like king h3 is pushing because a rook h4 checkmate. Just play that on the board. I think this would be punishing my naughtiness with the checkmate there. I've noticed. Okay. That was huge pressure. Well played all throughout that game. Very uncomfortable for me. It's a 3-minute game, this. This is a 3-minute game. That was English opening torture on the diagonal on d5. For a moment there, I thought I was doing all right once I had. Although it's all controversial when you play f4 and d5. It's a bit controversial. Then d5 was great the way it was targeted. That was a great game. By the way, great game. Alright, so bishop h3 here might be good. Knight e4 looks okay for rook e7 and doubling the rooks. Keep sending the challenges, guys. We're a bit short on challenges today. Please do a rematch if you want. I think I could take that naughty knight. I can take it. I'm going to have to read you Vogon poetry if there's no challenges. Yeah? Vogon poetry. If no challenge. No, that's, some of you might like that. No, I don't know any Vogon poetry. That's a little joke. Let's try not to get mated on h7. That wouldn't be funny. That wouldn't be funny. Just extinguish this queen from this danger, diagonal danger of death. Oh, it's coming over here. I'm getting attacked in this game. What is this? I don't like this. I'm getting attacked again. Hang on. I'm ready to take that queen. However, I've just noticed there's f5. Oh, I'm scared all of a sudden. I am a bit worried about this. Okay. I should be worried about this. I should be worried. This is definitely a concern. Okay, let's try and take this F file. Oh crikey. It's only a 3-minute game. Anything can happen. It's more of a lottery than usual a 3-minute game. So I'm giving back this piece for nebulous reasons of rook f2 at the moment. Rook f2 is the only idea I have. Maybe it's sufficient. Maybe I take on h2 actually. Okay, I'll take the queen here. Oh, I think I have a relief now that the queens have gone. The top scorer is the queen, and it's taken out. It's taken out of the game. Okay, bit of relief for my king. Bit of relief. But the F file remains dangerous. The F file is dangerous. Yeah. Hang on, I've got the bishop. I'm a bit worried for nothing. Maybe bishop's holding. F8 for a moment. Batten down the hatches. Knight f6. Just in case. Take off a pair of rooks. Take this guy off. Take this guy off. Win this pawn over here. Yeah, let's take this guy off. Okay, I don't think I'm going to get mated that easily now. Phew. Okay, thanks for the game, Gorgon. Okay, so you don't want me to read Vogon poetry then, guys? Okay, there's a few more challenges. Okay, let's see. Oh, I've just found myself playing knight f3 like a wimp. Sorry about that. I all of a sudden I've gone into London system chicken mode, thinking like London system chicken mode has been activated here. The London system chicken mode. Okay. Wimp. I'm a wimp playing this. Yes. Like a tortoise shell or something. If one was a tortoise, this would be the favourite opening of tortoises, I think. All around the world. If they could play chess, I think they play the London system. I've been under too much pressure recently with the World Chess Championships, trying to annotate World Chess Championship games. So please excuse any comments I make today. I don't know. Too much pressure recently on streamers, on viewers, on everyone. Yeah, it's been too much chess. Okay. There are a lot of openings named after animals, though, aren't there? There's the hedgehog, for example, prickly hedgehog. There's the hippopotamus. It's funny. Maybe I should do a video on that sometime. All the little the openings. I'm gonna write that down. My notepad. Always cover a notepad with you. That's good advice. Openings with animals. Animal capitals, so I can read it. Okay, so queen takes c6. Queen takes c6. The hawk, the vulture, yes. The vulture is in the with knight e4 to d6. The vulture, where is that again? That's in Budapest. Is that in the Budapest Gambit? The vulture? No. Okay. It's somewhere. trying to remember. D4, knight f6, c4. Something like knight e4 and then knight d6 at some point. Maybe it's in some sort of Benoni. Okay, let me know. Anyway, the Vulture, you got me curious. Where that is. Old Benoni. Is it in the Old Benoni, Fuchsia? Okay. Okay. D4, c5. D5, knight f6, c4, knight e4, right. And it goes, sort of swoops down to e4 and then goes to d6 after. I believe. Sometimes. Goes to d6. Let's stop this knight c4 business. I'm going to give my king f2 here. Actually, there's two pieces now attacked. I've just noticed. This is actually good news. Then I can probably take on b6. So check and then b5 looks like an idea, and then actually there might be knight b4 after. Can I actually also consider this for knight b4, knight c6? That connects my rooks. Hello, hello. And then there's knight c6. That looks like a nice perch for my knight on c6. Playing knight c6. Elephant Gambit, yes. Elephant Gambit from Dohanka, yes. I have enjoyed playing Elephant Gambit quite a lot in bullet chess recently, actually. It is a good surprise weapon for bullet chess, I believe. Anything where you can gain an initiative and people are not theoretically prepared for in bullet chess. The snake, yes. The woozle, that's Hanker again, thanks. The snake, yes. There's snake Benoni, yes, with bishop d6. Now, I played a grandmaster hundreds of games in snake Benoni, and it's actually very, very dangerous snake Benoni territory. I played it myself with some success against some very strong players in Blitz Online. Yeah, the snake Benoni is something quite interesting with bishop d6, because sometimes, you know, bishop c7 to a5 and then taking on c3, and you sort of amplify the pressure on e4 and the e file with the snake Benoni. Sometimes that's kind of nifty. Oh, there's knight check. I think I can take this bishop now. Alright, thanks for the game there, Talial. Okay, the big bad wolf again. Okay, let's stick to something pretty stable to start off with. I can lose hopefully later and have a chance on the clock. So that's the big amazing idea. Try not to lose it immediately. Trying to lose potentially later if I'm going to lose, but maybe with chances on the clock. So I mean, cool playing solidly in Blitz. I think it's cool playing solidly in Blitz in the opening. Fuchsia says Gashimov played the snake a few times. Maybe. I was actually, funny enough, isn't that weird? I was checking out a Gashimov game earlier. I kid you not. He was a really super fantastic player, rest in peace, and there's a Gashimov memorial. I was checking out a game of his against Magnus Carlsen in the Bern variation of the French as part of the video I just did earlier this morning, just before the stream. Yeah, fantastic player. It's very Azerbaijan player. Fantastic player. Very, very sad to lose him. He was a brilliant, remarkable talent. And I saw him once when I went to Gibraltar. I saw quite a few of the famous faces actually in chess, including the guest of honour that year was Boris Spassky. I invited Boris Spassky, can you imagine, for a coffee? Yeah. He was like the guest of honour that year that I went to Gibraltar. But I saw Gashimov as well. He did remarkably well that year. I think it might have been the year, though, he did have a round one upset against Gary Quillen. Gary Quillen done some sort of hack attack system against... was it a draw? Actually, I think it was just a draw. I think Gary Quillen missed a win. But yeah, but after that, Gashimov recovered and did really well after. Okay, I think it was just a draw. Anyway, so a4 and bishop a3 here, maybe. Or bishop e3 and queen d2. Actually, what is the plan here? Think about the plan here. Intriguing. This could be tricky. It looks as I'm on the defensive here against b4. What do I do about this? Now, can I extinguish this b4 pressure by taking out the bishop here? Or not? Don't know. Apparently not. I don't want to give my opponent a big pass pawn, but I think I have no choice but to do so. This looks like a lesser evil pass pawn to give than a big b pawn there, which is only like 2 steps away. Oh, I don't like this. Whoa. Yeah, it's big past pawn here. Oh. D4 pressure is going to be uncomfortable. I think I will take it though for queen e3. I'm almost stumbling though here. Can I nick this pawn? At least there's no protected pass pawn now in my opponent's assets, list of assets here. F2 is an issue for sure. If I can play queen e3, there's rook a4, there's rook d1 maybe. Actually, you know what? There might be e6 as a counter-attack. So rook a4, maybe I've got time for e6. Or here, e6. Trying to blast my way through to the king, or play e7. So knight c2, ef, queen e6, and queen e8. Let's checkmate. f6, there's e7, and if rook a, e8 queening. I think this is a good counter-attack with e6 here. Queen f2, I'm not sure that does too much. There's a fork, but I end up a knight up after. In fact, there's still e7 queening because there's no king f8. So this could be something dangerous for black, e6. It's good that sometimes visual alignment in chess is very powerful. Just I know we talk about doubling rooks, doubling things, but alignment in general is a more broader concept. Here, so things are aligned for that E file here quite well. But I had to protect F2, of course, so it's kind of accidental alignment for E6 to be more effective. Alright, I'll be threatening naughty stuff here. Queen E7, Queen E8. Okay, yeah. Not too many choices about it. So I'm a knight up here. That's the downside for black. Okay, thanks for the game. Alright, yeah, I took a few hits today. So, yeah, thanks for leaving me a little bit somewhere. E6 was strong, yeah. Okay, have a good rest of the day, and see you next week. Back at the normal time next week. And, yeah, thanks very much. Cheers then.